Let me tell you a tale of two Batmen. They're both played by Kevin Conroy. Both are morally dubious versions of their Prime Universe counterparts. Both are visited by a Prime Universe version of someone in the Bat family. One is an animated series intended for children. The other one is a mature series intended for young adults or teenagers. One of them does a deep exploration of the character's psychology, properly explaining their motives, and even having their Prime Universe counterpart concede certain points, delving into the psychology of Batman and exploring how he could have gone down this dark path, and how he could possibly justify it to himself and still be Batman. The other one is a cartoon, an absolute farce. A Batman who simply killed one day and then couldn't stop killing. And instead of trying to explore what it means for when Batman crosses that line, he's just evil for the sake of evil. So cartoonishly evil that he doesn't care if the Earth or the multiverse burn. Because, well, he's evil. So, on the one hand, we have a mature, deep psychological look at what would happen if Batman took a darker path. The other one is a complete cartoon, devoid of depth and devoid of anything resembling Batman. So, which one do you think is which?
Paragon of courage. I've lost track of how many people I've killed.
The Bruce I knew had a code.
You start with a code. You hang on to it with every self-righteous breath. But then you take one life, then another, then another, then another. You'll see. There was no hope for this world.
It's because you killed Superman.
This guy's not a paragon of anything. I was right.
A little souvenir from the old hometown. Yes. Let it end. Let it all end. This world's not worth saving in any universe.
What are you hiding for? I do my best work in the dark. I used to think that too. But what have you ever accomplished from there? Aside from scaring a few punks half to death and putting a few more in jail. It all adds up. Not fast enough. If you really want to make a difference, if you want to change the system instead of just patching it, you can't be subtle. You've got to step into the sunlight. Take over, like we did. Think about it. A world where there's no crime, no victims, no pain, and no choice. Who elected you anyway? Who elected you? The problem with democracy is, it doesn't keep you very safe. It has other virtues, but you seem to have forgotten them. I didn't forget. I just chose peace and security instead. You grabbed power, and with that power, we've made a world where no 8-year-old boy will ever lose his parents because of some punk with a gun.
When did the standard of writing go into the toilet? I want to pinpoint exactly when this happened. Also, you want to know something kind of funny? So, this fucking cartoonish cartoon that's not actually a cartoon, but is written like a fucking cartoon. That is to say, he lacks dimension, depth. He might as well be composed on a flat sheet of paper. That is what I mean by cartoon. So we have this cartoonish representation of Batman, but what is he wearing? You know, that isn't from Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's from Kingdom Come. But you want to know why he was wearing that in the comics? Well, for starters, he was a fuck ton older, like in his 80s. And secondly, he had his identity revealed, and a bunch of supervillains stormed his fucking mansion, and Bane got his hands on him. And also, Kingdom Come Batman isn't just this old, decrepit hermit. He is still completely active. And in fact, while all the other heroes who were around during the golden age of heroes had retired or otherwise died or gone missing, Batman was still in the fight. Batman was still patrolling Gotham. He had gotten patrolling Gotham down to a fucking science. He had bat robots patrolling the streets. And he had a whole team of heroes working for him. This is... Why you could not get more opposite with these portrayals of Batman. You have an evil Batman who's completely cartoonish, and meanwhile the actual animated series has a lot of depth, nuance, and poignance.
I can't believe this is Gotham. Where's the litter? If you want people to respect the big laws, you've got to enforce the small ones. What are you doing? The small laws, remember?
And then the design of the Batman you're using is a design from a Batman who was the most active person in his universe, who was still actively making a difference, and also a Batman who was like noble and heroic and and was actually a little bit more lighthearted than the primary universe Batman because of his old age. So he had gotten a little bit more snide and snarky. Like, how do you do this? How do you just looked at the art, didn't you? You just looked at the art of the book and just like, oh, well, that must be like a crippled Batman who fought Superman. You just looked at it and went, well, I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to write some bullshit.